Jai Sachidanand. I bow to pure soul within you, everybody. Jai Sachidanand.
Hello. My question is about, I would like to know how is the process of separation of the presence I am or the pure soul from the ego, how it takes place. I'd like to know about the mechanism and the science behind this. Thank you.
I will give you example. First example. Suppose you are working in office as a manager, and if you sign on a check of, say, our boss, is there any problem occurs? You take money from bank with the sign of our boss. You are just a manager, but you are cheating, you are making crime. So that will give you problem. So here also, you are as a pure soul, nowhere ends here in this body. But due to ignorance, we are believing that I am Magali, you are cheating, this is a crime. Due to ignorance, whatever happen with the thoughts or speech or action, it is a discharge karma. And you are saying that I am doer. So due to that wrong belief, you will get blame and you will get charging new karma. So after Gnani Vidhi, we understood that I am pure soul, I am not Magali, and whatever Magali is doing is a discharge karma, it is a result of past karma, and by scientific circumstantial evidence, the discharge karma give results. But you are not doer, you are nowhere ends here as a pure soul. Once we get right belief, right understanding, then there will not be any mistake or blunders, and that will stop charging of new karma. So this is science. Somebody else is doing, and if you say I am doer, then you are under fault. Property of somebody, you say this is my property, you are under fault. And if you know who am I and who is the doer, then you are not under fault at all. So charging of karma means we have made some action, nature will give reaction. And we are not making any action, then there will not be any reaction. So when we get this knowledge of self-realization, here we are giving knowledge of self-realization, you are not Magali, you are pure soul. And one more things we are giving here, 5 agnas. 5 agna means that is awareness, that is not any action or any doership, but it is awareness. Which type of awareness? Reality, awareness of reality. Who is the doer? What relation with body? You are pure soul. How to solve this karmic account with equanimity? That awareness we are giving. So that awareness will stop charging of new karma. So we have to finish discharge karma, worldly life we have to finish. But keep awareness inside in such a way that you can stop charging of new karma. Somebody is doing, we are saying I am doer. Here also discharge karma automatically with the help of scientific circumstantial evidence. Discharge karma is taking place. But we are believing that I am doer. That wrong belief goes away and right understanding you are getting. I am not doer, I am pure soul. So this is science, spiritual science. And Worldly things are not bounding us. Any evidence, every living person is not bounding us. But due to ignorance, we are bounding, we are having bondage, we are charging new karma. So that ignorance in Gnan ceremony, it goes away. And right understanding, right knowledge we are getting. You understood?
Yes, I understand that having the consciousness that I am pure soul and I'm separate from my name and who things I do in this world. This consciousness is the free power, but there is the ceremony where it takes places. That's my question. How that thing take place, that you become the observer, and I hope we become the best friend of ourselves too. But there is a disconnection. And I ask myself how this process in the ceremony helps that we get aware of who we are.
This is a grace of Dada Bhagwan.
Okay.
This is only grace. This is path of grace only.
Yes.
This is science and grace.
Thank you. God bless us. We don't explain some God's way, right?
Before doing the question, I just want to say that's not to put in question the science or to confront it. It's just if I wouldn't believe, I wouldn't be here. But it's just to understand better the process. Many leaders from different spiritual ways, they say that the way to self-realization is long, through many experiences of detachment, tests, and even pain. And through that, we can elevate ourselves. As all these other leaders say about a very long way, and here you say about a shortcut. So I want to understand how it happens. This is with some energy, with some change of patterns. How can be this shortcut happen if always was said that it's a long way?
This is spiritual science. Just like 2H plus O, it becomes water. This is physical science. And this is spiritual science, science of element only. So here the worldly, that gurus, all this, they say for self-realization is a long path, is correct. Because they are believing that I am Andro, I have to leave ego, I have to come out from anger, I have to come out from pride. Slowly, they have to practice and they have to detach from anger, pride, deceit, greed. Slowly. Their worldly path is a long path. But sometimes this is exceptional path in this time, in this era. This akram science. Automatically it comes. Just like previously, suppose we want to go from one place to another place with say car or say cycle or say bus or train. So it will take 10 hours to reach that place. And today there is a flight. Within 1 hour we can reach that place by flight. So this is physical science. Instead of traveling by car, we can travel by flight. We can reach within 1 hour. So here also we have to come out from anger, pride, deceit, greed and reach to pure soul. Step by step path is there. But sometimes this akram path comes, elevator type, the spiritual science. We can separate all this mind, speech and body and pure soul by spiritual science. So this is also happened within 1 hour. We can realize our pure soul by grace of enlightened person. This is also possible. Understood?
Her question is, she has read the books and she understands that after the separation you acquire the conscience that you're not going to be the doer. And she understands that if we have the separation, if the ego does something, has some action, since there was no intention, she understands that this action will not bind any new karma.
Yeah, that ego is discharge ego. So whatever he is doing is a part of discharge only. And discharge part is not going to bind new karma. Because we are separated from the discharge ego. We know ourselves and we know who is the doer behind all this happening. So new charging of new karma will not take place. But same times we have to practice 5 agnas, 5 principles that will help for awareness of pure soul, and we can finish all discharge karma with equanimity.
Okay, I have another question.
She has read the books and she has already started applying the Navkalams, and it has already had a profound effect in her life. She has already feel as a better person. And so her question is if the Gnani will increase even further that feeling in her life.
Definitely. In ignorance we can apply this 9 column. But after Gnanvidhi, you will see your own fault and you can remain separate from this Fernanda, and let Fernanda has to practice 9 column. You are knower and seer of Fernanda. So you will get higher stage of awareness of pure soul.
Okay. Jai Sadhana.
Jai Satchidana. Yes.
If after the ceremony I would be free of all karmas, would be right to say that I do not owe anything to anyone and I will not create new karmas? Can I say that I will not reincarnate again? Will this be my last earthly life?
After Gnan ceremony, definitely we are not going to charge new karma, but we have to finish discharge karma. And if we cannot finish discharge karma with equanimity, that will remain pending. Again we have to solve the discharge karma with equanimity. So if we finish all discharge karma in this life, then direct we go to salvation. But it is not possible in this life because too many compressed and complex discharge karma. We have baggage, go down of discharge karma. So we have to finish all discharge karma. We have to remain in 5 agna. At least more than 70% of 5 agna. When we remain in 5 agna more than 70%, then minimum 1 life will remain. Minimum 1 life. If we are not remaining more than 70%, only 10%, 15%, 20%, then instead of 1, 2, 3, 4 more life may come in future. So we have to decide, I want to remain 5 agnas, 5 principles, 70%. Full awareness. That is not any action or any doership, but it is understanding, it is awareness, it is right belief only. So we have to keep that awareness. That will help stopping charging of new karma, and we can finish our discharge karma with equanimity, speedily. Minimum 1 birth will take place. It is towards near to Lord Simandar Swami. Is alive God on another planet. So when we go to their place, then that is the last birth, then we will go to salvation. You understood?
Thank you. Her question is about karma. She wants to know what is the karma of vapor, what steam, what's the karma of water, and what is the karma of ice.
In Gnan ceremony, there's two type of karma, watery and vapory. They will finish. Only that icy karma remain as it is. We have to suffer that icy karma. But this is a vapory, so it's going to become water and then it will become ice. So that formation of ice, now it is a discharge karma is we have to finish. We have to suffer the discharge karma. But that in stage of causes part, that icy vapor and water, that causes part we can dissolve, we can eliminate by Gnan Vidhi. Due to ignorance, whatever karma gets charged, now by awareness or by right knowledge, that can burnt in Gnan Vidhi. So only that icy karma, that we have to finish, because they have gone. Suppose one we are writing some letter, when we put in post box, then it is not in our control. But when we are writing some bad thing, we have written, oh, this is I mentioned above is wrong, I should not write this, and then you put that letter in post box, then your whatever mistake you have made, that can be vanish away. So like that, one karma gets frozen, then we cannot change anything. But it is in a liquid stage or vapor stage, we can, by knowledge of pure soul, we can dissolve that karma. So in Gnan Vidhi, that vapor and watery karma can be burnt with a knowledge of absolute pure soul. And that icy karma we have to finish, because it goes into matter, and when scientific circumstantial evidence, one by one karma will come to give effect, we have to solve with equanimity, then that karma will finish.
Okay. So the vapory karma will be the thoughts, the anger, the envy, the pride.
But it is in a causal form. See, water is in a two form. Water is evaporation, means a vapor form, or it's a solid form, is of ice. So like anger is a vapor form, we can evaporate. But once it gets freezed, then it has to go for process of effect. Through scientific circumstantial evidence, effect will come, then we have to finish that effect. So causes part, from childhood till today, we have charged so many karma, but it is in a form of vapor and water. That can be finished, because when we leave this body, then that causal body gets changed into effective body, and that part we cannot change now, because it goes into effective body, and from birth till death, all effect we have to suffer. But we are alive in this body, and whatever we have charged karma, but they are in form of water and vapor. That charged karma in Gnan ceremony, that burned with absolute knowledge, by absolute knowledge. Because we are in this body, up to cells, before 1 or 2 hours before death, if we know what mistake I have made, and if we do apology for that, repentance for that, that can be burnt. Because we are alive in this body. But once we leave this body, then all discharge, causal body causes karma will change into effective karma. And then next life, that effective karma we have to finish with, we have to suffer that effective karma. No way, nobody can change that effective karma. Understood?
Okay. She wants to know if she's understood correctly that the alma pura, the soul, pure soul, will take care of not binding new karma. She will take care of that. And for her to get into more salvation, the final liberation, she also wants to know if she's correct. She has to pass an entire lifetime with the right belief since the beginning that she is a pure soul and not creating any new karma.
Yes.
If there is a possibility that souls that are already liberated reincarnate in the earth just to help us, if this is possible.
You want to come back, you can come back. Otherwise, once you are not charging new karma, then it is not possible to come back for helping. But one thing can be possible. See, we are stopped charging new karma, but we cannot finish our discharge karma. So we 1 or 2 or 3 life is there. So in that life, we can help others for salvation, world salvation. So Dada says, Niruma says that they are not going to get next life as a total liberation. So they have to take 1 or 2 or 3 life. They will help human for mankind for world salvation. So they can help. So next life of Dada or Niruma, they are helping people for salvation. Further, 1 more life. So 2-3 life, they says we are not finishing within 1 life. Within 3-4 life, next 3-4 life, they have to come back in world, and they will help people for salvation path only, not worldly happiness, physical happiness. So like that, you can also help Dada. Come back and 3-4 life help others for salvation.
Gnani, you mentioned Niruma and the first Gnani. How
Niruma.
about you?
દાદા ભગવાન હજુ હમણાં ખબર નથી, પણ ભાવના એ છે કે જ્યાં સુધી દેહમાં છીએ ત્યાં સુધી દાદા ભગવાનના જગત કલ્યાણમાં સેવા આપ્યા કરીશું. જેટલા ભાવ હશે એ બધા દાદાના જગત કલ્યાણ માટે જ હોજો.
Juliana has asked, and what about you, our current Gnani Pujyashree Deepakbhai? Are you coming back or will you go straight to moksha? And his answer was, I'm not quite clear yet, but my deepest intention is that as long as this body exists, that the work of the salvation of the world shall continue, will continue, and then we will see what happens later on. And if there are any further more lifetimes, of course the same will continue as we see him in front of us now.